Morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sammy, United People's TV. I'm back in the game. After a day off yesterday, I had a busy appointment at the hospital. All good. I'm alive. Wasn't very nice. But anyway, we're going to move on to speak about quite a few things. Today's going to be a busy show ahead of what is a massive game tonight against Nottingham Forest. It shouldn't be as important as it is, but it is. Lots of you are going to turn towards that game. Is it Mark Robbins who scored that goal, who helped Fergie save his job? Is it at that stage? I don't think so. But Erik ten Hag, he knows the importance of the game tonight. And we've got City on Sunday. A massive 5 days ahead for Manchester United, for Erik ten Hag. And I'm going to run through all of the news reports. Everything sort of, I wouldn't say exploded yesterday, but was some of it opportunistic? Yeah, I do think it was. Was some of it based in truth? Yes, I do. And I'm going to run through everything. But Ten Hag's comments on Jamie Carragher, on his future, on his contract, on conversations with Erik ten Hag. I didn't have time yesterday to do my starting 11 for Nottingham Forest, so we'll do it live together as a community a little bit later in the show. Team news on that. Maguire's out. Bruno might be missing. Yay. Injuries. It's almost like our sort of... We almost play a style of basketball rather than a style of football on the pitch. Up and down. Anyway, lots and lots to run through this morning. As always, who's here from the member gang on YouTube? So look. Good morning to you, Lone Wolf. We've got Jonathan Ball. Stephanie, good morning to you. DJ Dino, Miles. We've got Aiden. We've got Anuj. Good morning to you. Natasha. Estevo. How you doing, man? Sandman. Aaron. Mosin. Matt. I've got Neil. Rogerio. Paul Bate. Josh, I'm sure you're there as well. And I can see you there. And Carl too. Good morning to all of you. Who's on Facebook? Chris Barrow, good morning to you. Wayne Hogarth, don't know. Thomas Hayes. We've got Musa, Mark Fossey, Mandela, Stephen Lawrence, and one more. Let's have a look. Darren Lee Trainer. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for tuning in as always. Hope you didn't miss me too much yesterday. Have a little guess at this. I don't know why I'm going to say this, but I fancy saying it. How many stitches do you think I had in my foot? I had them all out yesterday, and I have to say, it is probably the single most horrendous hospital appointment I've ever had in my entire life, ever. It's weird how your brain works, because I've already had this on the other foot, but I don't remember that appointment. My brain just completely, it wiped the memory of that appointment, and I'm so glad it did. I am so glad it did, because it was horrendous. Go down there, lots of numbers coming down. 180. No, it wasn't 180. It wasn't that bad. 68, which was a lot more than I thought, and it was brutal. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, but we're here. We survived, came back. I was planning on doing a video when I came back, and I fell asleep straight away. Anyway, it's done now. All good. 115. It's not 115. It's not 180. But look, speaking about 115, this. Jeez, man. I mean, you could have timed it differently, lads. Erling Haaland turning into Terminator. And De Bruyne just turning into the Postman. A few days before we play them. 5 goals for Haaland yesterday. 4 assists. That was right. That's not actually completely up to date. That's 4 goals, and it's actually more than that. Let's get that off screen. 5 goals for Haaland and 4. I was like, Rob, you're saying you fearing a mauling on Sunday. Hey, I'm just doing all sorts of prayers. If I'm going to try and take a positive spin on it, playing City will leave spaces for us to attack, but I mean our defensive shape and setup. I think I'd rather go back to hospital and get another 68 stitches removed, to be honest. I'm not looking forward to this game on Sunday. 5 goals. You bastard. But anyway, we got the Forest game to speak about first, all right? And there's look, Erik ten Hag's in the firing line. As manager of Manchester United, you will always be in the firing line. After a season in which there has been very little progression in terms of the style and identity of Manchester United, you will deservedly be in the firing line. What Erik ten Hag said, and this, I'm going to sort of run through, I think there's 3 or 4 different points we can pull out from that press conference which are worthy of having a conversation here this morning. All right? Because Erik ten Hag said this. to start with. Came out sort of swinging. He's saying, look, if you talk about one defeat and the manager's position is in discussion, I think it's quite opportune after 2 months without defeat, because it was our first defeat of 2024. I can't pick something from this. I can't take it seriously. I have to stay focused again on the team and on the team's performance. Now, as manager of United, and as any player of United should be doing, but I don't think it's possible in the modern game, you should just shut the noise out, close the door, focus on training, focus on the team, focus on your teammates, focus on your own position, and don't listen to everything else that's being said elsewhere. I think in Fergie's time, that was easier to do. All you literally had to do was close the doors. You didn't really have social media, wasn't the accessibility to news and all of this wasn't what it is now, so you didn't need to take everyone's phones off each other, maybe just stop people having phone calls, stuff like that. But it's far harder to shut out the noise than it is now. All right. And I think Erik ten Hag, I don't think Erik ten Hag is right there. I know he's right to a certain degree, because the press are opportune. Yesterday, you see this coming from TalkSport. A well-placed source has suggested that relations between Ten Hag and Rashford are particularly frosty. Neil Custard coming out and saying that Erik ten Hag and Marcus Rashford are not even on speaking terms anymore. I mean, that's the definition of opportune. For that story to come out yesterday is opportune. At the same time as that, Jamie Jackson from The Guardian is saying that Manchester United players, now there may be truth in this one, but it's all of this coming out yesterday. Manchester United players asked for a day off after defeat to Fulham. I suppose that would only come out now because obviously Fulham only happened a couple of days ago. But on top of that, you're seeing separate reports now saying that Zinedine Zidane is wanted by Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos. They would love to have him. Jean-Claude Blanc had links with Zidane because he wanted to bring him into PSG. And then on top of that, you're seeing, is it Simone Inzaghi, linked from Inter Milan to the position. Conversations around De Zerbi coming into the position. A lot of this is going to be opportune. They know full well that if you drop that into the pot of United fans right now, you're going to get some nibbles. You're going to get some people that want to see that. Estevo, thank you for gifting 5 memberships, dude. How you doing, man? Right? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, the gong's out. The buttons are working this morning. Erik ten Hag is not lying when he says that it is opportune. But that doesn't cover everything. And this is the point. And this is exactly what I mean. When I had a conversation with you early this week, and I said, so many people want you to sit in one corner. You're either Ten Hag in or you're Ten Hag out. And that's just not how the conversation, in my opinion, really is. Because what? So you're Ten Hag in, so you can't criticize any element of his game. No, that's like preschool level debating. If you go into a debate, expect that you're going to have a conversation where you might agree on one point, but you're going to pick out one other point and you're going to debate it. Ten Hag in and Ten Hag out is not a debate. That's an angry pub conversation over a couple of beers, just shouting at each other. I would love nothing more than for Erik ten Hag to come through all of this and to turn United into the United I thought he was going to turn us into. I have massive reservations about whether that can happen anymore. And Erik ten Hag, look, he spoke about his future. And this is what he said, okay, in his press conference yesterday. He goes, I'm under contract here at United for 3 seasons. This is his 2nd season, of course. So I don't care about rumours. I'm in this process and only focusing on the process. I have a strong belief, and I feel after multiple talks, that Ineos believe me. I know what I'm doing. I've had many talks with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and consistently, we are having talks about the future. All these talks are about the future together. Now, I said in fact, I might even pull this, I don't think I've had a conversation with you about this. I think I said this on Monday night after Monday Night Football, but then obviously I didn't do the live show the next morning. This was in reaction to Gary Neville speaking on Monday Night Football. Yes, I definitely would have had a conversation with you about this if we had a live show yesterday. But this is what I said, right? Let me close this. Jack, Big up to you, Jack. Oh, man, should we do the arms tonight? I think I might be well enough to do the arms tonight. I think I might be. We'll have a look. But Jack's just gifted 20 memberships. What a don. Dave, you've got 1 Pingu. Anyone else remember Pingu? Wah, 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 wah. Big up, Pingu. Jason, you've got 1. Janko. Maria. Sega. Big up to you, dude. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for continuing to be generous. And by the way, I've got a massive surprise. I'm not showing it to you today, but I've got something really cool. Really, really cool. I think you'd all love. I mean, if you don't, well, it's up to you. But this is what I said here, okay? I said, because you've got Erik ten Hag here saying this. He goes, look, all the talks that I've had with Ineos so far, it's all about the future. It's all it's sort of aligned. And I feel this is probably going to happen, right? It feels like it anyway. I think we're going to get a statement either way before the end of the season. I don't think Manchester United, if Ineos are backing Erik ten Hag, I don't think they'll just wait until the end of the season. And I spoke exactly why. I think it's because the market is becoming so competitive for managers. Barcelona have already made their opinions clear. They're getting a new manager. Liverpool getting a new manager. Bayern are getting a new manager. I think either way, we'll get a statement. We'll get a statement from United backing Erik ten Hag, or we'll get a statement confirming that Erik ten Hag is either going to leave at the end of the season or is leaving and we're going to get an interim manager in. I don't think Ineos will just wait. If there's anything that Ineos have shown us so far, it's that they don't wait. They act. They act when they feel they need to act. And I feel that need has been increased because of what's going on in the managerial market. Now, what happens against Forest and City in the context of all of that are significantly important. And I'm going to move on to have a conversation about Jamie Carragher's points at Erik ten Hag, his rebuttal. And I think that there's something that needs to be said about that. I'm going to read a couple of your super chats out down here. I don't want to miss them. Estevao, you're saying, hopefully Haaland's chamber is empty now. Man, that dude reloads quicker than he scores. I mean, who's going to... Maguire's out. I'm not sure. Well, Maguire's out. He would have been the most physically against him, but he probably would have got pushed off the ball. I mean, who's going to play against... Martinez is out. What is it? Lindelof and Varane. Is Varane going to be fit? Varane won't be fit if he starts tonight, I'll tell you that. But Maguire's out, so Varane's got... Oh, man, so many questions. I'm going to run through my starting 11 a little bit later. A couple of super chats here. Let me read these. Showtime 20 saying, my birthday's March the 5th. Last year, Mrs. booked a hotel with Sky Sports. Had to witness United losing 7-0, and this year we have City on the 3rd. my birthday's on March 13th, so if there's any consolation, it might be coming a week early, but it won't make me feel much better. Who are we playing on my birthday weekend? Let's have a look. Who we play after City? Can't even remember. Is it ever? No, I don't. I actually have no idea who we're playing my birthday weekend this year. Let's have a look. Sheffield at Old Trafford. Wow, that'll be a nice 2-2 draw, wouldn't it? A couple of super chats here. Estevao, you've said, everyone's shouting Erik ten Hag out. We need to give this man his flowers. The fact he hasn't walked away from these inept players is a blessing. To a certain degree, yes. I don't think it's... You can't just say that Erik ten Hag's got credit in the bank from last season and think, oh, that's enough, that's brilliant. That's what I mean about the nuance of it. It requires an intellectual and quite a knowledgeable conversation now to be able to say all the correct things around this whole Erik ten Hag saga. It's not as simple as saying Erik ten Hag in, we can't sack him because the players will win again. It's more nuanced than that, and I find it quite annoying that, as I said, that people try and shoehorn you into you're either in or out. It's more than that. Nick, you're saying, would you start Ahmad over Antony and Forson against City at the weekend? I don't trust Antony against City, and Forson isn't ready for a derby. Or Nick, we've got to get through Forest first, mate. And let's be honest, there might be some more injuries against Forest, so we have no idea. And Bruno might not be fit. Bruno might miss the first ever game through injury for Manchester United. We might have even broken Bruno. Jack, man. Jack. Sorry. You just gifted 50, man. I've got a big surprise coming up soon. As I said, I'm really looking forward to showing you this. Let's dim the lights for Jack. Too early.
5, 4, 3,
yeah.
2,
For Jack the man. Just for the whole community. Let's get it going. Put that a little bit far away. Bloody hell. Thought I was going to stack it. Jack, thank you so much, man. Oh, just the whole community, every single day. Jack, you've just gifted 80 memberships. Can I just say here, everybody, right? Everybody. Jack, you've been winning on the betting. My Don. I hope you won a nice acca. I haven't won an acca in ages. There's always one bloody game that gets it. One bloody game. Always one game. That's a link to the Discord. Please come in. Seriously. The merch is coming really soon, people. It's coming really, really soon, honestly. We've got some cracking designs. Got one specifically for members. Embroidered stuff. There's this one here. You see how that is? That's embroidered. And it feels... I don't know. Just feels like the quality, like the deep dive videos and the shorter narratives like the Hoyland one. The real quality that I want United People's TV to be. This I think it is. Mate, Jack, are you... Jack is having an absolute one-man party. I'm calling you Captain Jack for the rest of the show. You just give... This community, man. Bet you missed me yesterday. Oh, car alarm's going off. That's because Jack's gifted 100 members. 100? Dude. Mate, whatever bet you won, I want to see that. Yeah, Jack, you can change your name to whatever you want to change it to. Also, make sure that, Joe, if you're watching, make sure that Jack gets that new role. We're giving anybody who gets 50 memberships a special role on Discord because you are real bastions of the community helping us go onwards and upwards. Nuruddin's burner account. But look, there's one particular thing that has been a topic of conversation this week, and it's come from that Monday Night Football. It's come from Jamie Carragher. Okay? First things first, all right? Before I speak about Erik ten Hag's reaction to it, okay? What Jamie Carragher spoke about is what we've all been speaking about. I don't know. I mean, it may well have happened earlier than February. Maybe. I don't really know. I'll be honest. I don't watch Monday Night Football every single week. I don't. So I have no idea. But I've not really seen a tactical breakdown of Manchester United's ridiculous spacing on Monday Night Football until now. I mean, this problem has existed all season. So that's where Jamie Carragher has, in my opinion, just highlighted a very fair point. And there's also something else I want to say about it. This was Erik ten Hag's reaction. He goes, first of all, some analysts are very objective in their comments and very good advice, while some are very subjective. Jamie Carragher, from the first moment on, has criticised, and now he wants to make his point. You know what I think sums up all of this when it comes to Jamie Carragher doing that? I think this tells you everything you need to know. So that's Jamie Carragher changing the header on his Twitter account to him speaking about that on Monday Night Football. That's got nothing to do with analysis. That's got nothing to do with proving a tactical point. That's to do with laughing, sticking two fingers up at Man United and just laughing at the downfall of Man United. That's what that is. Right there. Okay? That's what Jamie Carragher is doing. So that is where Erik ten Hag is complete. Jamie Carragher is not an objective pundit when it comes to Man United. He never will be. In the same way that Gary Neville has tried. Gary Neville has gone so far down the sitting on the fence route when it comes to commentary that it's kind of hard to listen to Gary Neville commenting on United games anymore. Like, he won't stand up for United players. He'll always try and have that completely impartial point of view. Alex, look, it doesn't mean the downfall isn't real. I know that, and this is my point. Again, this is why it's why this is a nuanced conversation. It's not like Ten Hag is right or Jamie Carragher is right. Jamie Carragher is correct to be pointing all of this stuff out. But underneath all of that, he's sitting there laughing and enjoying every moment to the point where he'll put it as his Twitter account header. He's basically he's a correct bellend, is what I would describe Jamie Carragher as. Think that's fair, Jack.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
Bloody hell.
Hey, Jack, you're a legend, man. There's so many legends on this community. I can't wait until when we... Oh, dear. My phone's not on silent. That's crazy. Crazy. Let me turn it off. Can hardly get into... My cover... There you go. Got it. Anyway. My cover's so tight that you can hardly get to it. Did Jamie put that up or after the presser? If it's after the presser, I actually find it funny. Yeah, dude, you can find it funny. That's what this is. It's just him pointing and laughing. That there was correct analysis, and then he realised now that he's under the skin of United's manager, and he's reading it. He's doing that. He's enjoying it. That's proving Erik ten Hag's point about subjectivity. Because everybody else is loving the downfall, and that's where this tonight is. It's a big old game tonight. And it's not as if we've got a good recent record now at Forest. I think that loss against Forest was we had a ridiculously good record against Forest in the Premier League before that game, but we played them a few weeks ago. That was a game I think we were 1-0 down. Then Garnacho won the ball high up the pitch. We were playing crap the whole game. Won the ball high up, gave it to Rashford. We equalised, and then Morgan Gibbs-White just waiting on the edge of the box, and Morgan Gibbs-White swept in the winner. Nobody was marking him. A cutback, the sort of goal that Manchester United had conceded all season long, again and again and again. That's what happened. And we're playing Nottingham Forest tonight, again away from home. And we hadn't lost in 2024 going into that game against Fulham, but the manner of that defeat against Fulham was quite complete. Is probably how I would describe it. There are, and I said this in my match reactions, there are ways to lose games. If you're going to lose a game, you lose a game with blood on your face. You lose a game with just in the right manner. And Man United just bent over against Fulham, and then just the same mistakes that existed all season long. And I'm going to run through the team news now. We're going to run through the starting 11. We're going to have a nice 15 minute. We're basically going to do my starting 11 video. We're going to do it live here as a community. And I don't know whether I'm reading this right. I think I am. Mate, Jack, you're going crazy today. I want to go partying with Jack. We got a play? Little trip to Vegas. Just gifted another 40 memberships. This is hood up territory. This is real hood up territory. You gifted far more memberships than I had stitches out. That's for sure. I love the confetti one. I think the confetti one might be my favourite one. I need to... I've set all of these up, so we've got animations for each one, but I kind of want to have multiple ones that I can chop and change between, so you don't know which one's coming. That's what I think I'm going to do. But Jack, whatever you did at the casino, my man, I want to come down. Well, I mean, trying to think of the best... When I went to Vegas, the thing I enjoyed... I didn't do that. I didn't do that well. I was on budget, but I didn't do well. The most fun that me and my mate Dan had was playing craps. We went and we had no idea how to play craps. So craps is the one with like dice. As long as you don't throw 7, then you keep going. You keep going. So the 7 number is when the dice gets moved and passes around someone else. Mate, check you on down the slot machine. I'm having a little round of applause for that. Damn. Slot machines. I was crap. Anyway, we won like $1,000 on craps. And then we lost it quite quickly after. But... Paul, your show's been hijacked. Whee. Look at that, mate. Comedian in the comments. What a pun. But look, when it rains, it pours and all that. So, injuries. Let's speak about them. Now, Harry Maguire is going to be missing for the game against Forest. Okie dokie. So we've got Maguire missing. We've got Martinez already missing. Rafa Varane is also doubtful. So therefore, if you're Erik ten Hag, and you're looking at one game this week where you probably want Varane to be fit for, you're looking at City. So if you play Varane, who's doubtful tonight, fitness-wise, it's very, very, very unlikely that you're going to get Varane fit for City. So then do you stick or twist? And this is what I mean. We've got a conversation to have about this starting 11. It's really going to be hard. So Maguire isn't available. Varane is a doubt. And Bruno Fernandes is a doubt. And as I said, Bruno has never missed a game for Manchester United through injury. Never. His availability has been one of his greatest strengths. But even as somebody who... I love Bruno. Bruno is by far the best signing that we've made post-Fergie, and no one's even close. No one's even close, okay? But Bruno in these last few weeks has looked raggedy. The part of his game always looks a bit raggedy because he's just full tilt. He's like a Duracell battery. It's just his work rate. You can never ever question his work rate, but sometimes you don't have to work that hard. Work smart, not hard, and all that. But Bruno might not be available. So if Bruno's not available, and Maguire's not available, and maybe Varane's not available, as well as Luke Shaw not being available, I mean, who starts? Honestly, who starts? Erik ten Hag speaking about Antony, saying, look, we'll support him, we'll continue to support him. I think, in my opinion anyway, Antony is just going to go down as an £85 million mistake. I think Man United will try and cash in this summer, but it's going to be... The Antony situation is going to be a real black mark on our accounts for a good couple of years now. Because even if we get... Let's say Antony leaves this summer, what price do you think we can reasonably expect to get? Because there's not going to be much. It's not going to be much. Certainly not compared to how much we paid for him. I'm going to see what you're saying down there in the comments. There's a super chat here from Showtime. Let me read this out and I'll read some of your comments out. You're saying the analysis is worrying, though, and is a reason why I believe the players are losing faith in Ten Hag. 217 is criminal, especially when he himself can recognise our personnel are not up to scratch. Now, the thing I would say about Erik ten Hag and these players is this, right? If these players had down tools, all right, which is always a suggestion, that's happened to every other manager at United towards the end. Oh, the players are down tools. He's lost the dressing room, all that jazz. Erik ten Hag has not lost. These players, like you genuinely, in my opinion, look like you felt like they were devastated at the end of the Fulham game. They are still fighting for him, even if the tactics and the setup and the structure is not working. I don't think. Well, you can't get a 96th minute winner against Wolves, and what other late winners have we had recently? There was another one. Can't remember it. But that doesn't happen if he's lost the dressing room. But changes have to happen tonight. Big changes, and I'm going to speak about them next. Right, Antony, you think down here, how much you think he's worth? No more than 35 mil, says Ant. Paulie, you're saying 30. 40 mil, says Ryden. 25 just to get him out. 25 to 35. 25 to 30 realistically, says Ross. Kay and Joey, nice to see you there as a subscriber. Gabrielle, you're the latest member. Man like I, you're the latest subscriber. Nice to have you on board. Honestly, my personal opinion, I think we'd somewhere between 20 and 30 mil, if I'm being honest. Is probably more towards 30. I think that's kind of what I would expect. I think Man United would obviously put in a sell-on percentage as part of that to try and recoup a little bit further down the line. I don't think we're going to get much. 80 million, we massively overpaid. We know that, right? When we bought him, he was a 40 to 50 million pound player. So I don't think we can expect anything like that. I personally think somewhere to 20 to 30, and I think it could happen. And that won't be Erik ten Hag's choice. He can say here about him being unstoppable. We'll support him. It's not that he's going to get forced on him to make the decision, but it's going to be a case of Berrada, which I'll speak about soon because he's already started work at United, Ashworth, and United's football structure taking far more control over the recruitment, and that includes sales. Jack, man. Jack, you're setting some records today, dude. You need to go back to slot machine. I want to win 25k on a slot machine. Big up. My mate Joey as well. He works in inside the betting industry. He's won on the slots quite a few times. I never have. I don't really get slots. I have no idea. You know what? It's like 80% of all like betting companies' revenue is slot machines. Mad. Jack, you're saying this. Big up, dude. Thank you so much. You've been so generous today. I think we need to give Antony as long as we give Ten Hag. He's only been here 18 months. We need to see what happens with more flexibility and available players. The way I look at players is, you know, I've explained it so many times here. First season, I won't make a snap judgment. People are already writing Onana off and pretending that he's not a good goalkeeper. Onana has faced 435 shots in the Premier League. Like, there is only Sheffield United have faced more shots. He is not a goalkeeper. If you had Ederson facing that many shots, you might have a different conversation about Ederson and any other goalkeeper. It's a ridiculous amount. Nearly 20, like 15 plus shots per game. It's ridiculous how many shots he's facing. I won't make that call on Onana until next season. I've pretty much made my mind up on Antony. There's just not been enough progression at all. And I'll tell you what we need to do now, right? Let's have a conversation about this game tonight. I want to know from you in the comments, what is your starting 11? Because I ain't got no idea what to do. Obviously, Garnacho's down here. You can't quite see that. But if we're talking about players who are injured, you've got Martinez is out, Malacia is out, Shaw is out. Anybody else? Wan-Bissaka's out, I think. So let's put him down there. You can't use him. Wan-Bissaka's out. Everyone else is available up there. Right. Maguire's out, so Maguire goes to the bench. Varane's a doubt. So if Varane is a doubt, I would very much be surprised if he gets used. I'm going to put Varane down there. Højlund, of course, is out, so let's put him down there. Boy, it's a joke. This team is a joke. Jonathan. I know. Who gifted it down there? It was Jonathan. Big up to you, dude. Gifted 5 memberships as well. Wait for it. The buttons are working. Oh, yeah. Happy days. Right. Who starts in defence, people? Right? Who starts in defence? Because there's one thing that I think has to happen tonight. Sod that. You are not a left back. Lindelof cannot play left back. All right. So if I'm looking at that, Dalot and Onana are the only 2 players I would say with confidence are starting in defence tonight. Someone give me everybody next 10-15 minutes, we'll make this a properly interactive. We'll build a starting 11 for this team tonight because I ain't got no idea who is available. Let's have a look. Right, let's pull the players who are available onto the pitch. You could have Johnny Evans, he could play. Cambuala, he's potentially available. Amrabat could potentially come in as a left back. Varane, well, he's not unavailable, but he's doubtful. He could play there technically. Lindelof, he's going to be available, and Harry Amas could technically make his debut, but I do not think that's likely. Right. Let me see what you're saying down here in the comments. Lots of you saying maybe try Amas, surely Amas tonight. No, I don't think he will. I don't think at this time, when there is such pressure on Erik ten Hag, I don't see him giving a debut away against Forest in the FA Cup because he knows how important this cup could be for him this year. Evans and Lindelof down there. Someone's saying Evans and Cambuala. Cambuala at right back. Amrabat. Is Mount available? Mount is not available. Look, I think the only guarantee we've got, well, maybe it's not a guarantee. That's a bit strong, all right? But this is what I would expect. One player I think that will be in the starting 11 tonight is Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans, I think, will definitely start as left centre-back, okay? I think he's a player that Erik ten Hag feels that he can rely on. I think Johnny Evans has probably been one of our best centre-backs this season, which isn't really saying much, but I think he's been pretty decent. So I think Johnny Evans will start. I think Diogo Dalot will start. It's the other 2 positions which there are massive question marks on. Now, in my opinion, whatever the question is, the answer is not Victor Lindelof as left back, all right? So Victor Lindelof, if Harry Maguire is out and Rafael Varane is injured, well, he's injured, he's doubtful, just put Lindelof as right centre-back. Play him in his actual position. Put Evans there as left centre-back, and that would probably be the defensive partnership. And then I think you've got questions about this, right? Because you could put Amrabat as left-back, and he can play in that sort of left-back role whenever the right-back goes forward, drops into the back 3, and it's the shape of United. Good, but in terms of the actual athletic style of him, Amrabat against Elanga, That's how I'd watch the game. You can't have that. You cannot have that. So, I think there's going to be a bit of a focus on recovery ability, on actual athleticism tonight, which might be a strange thing to say. So I actually think what you could see is that I actually think you'll probably see Delo coming to left back. Well, this is just a predicted 11, all right? This might not happen. This may well not happen. But I think you might see Delo coming to left back and Cambuala being able to play right back, because I think it'll be easier for him to play as a right back than it would be as a left back, because of the angles, positionings, the natural inclinations of Cambuala. I think he'll probably be better there. But it might be completely wrong. But either way, like, look at that back five, right? Look at that back five. Cambuala right back, Delo left back, Evans left centre back, and Lindelof right centre back. I'm like, my God. My God. And I don't really know what other... The only other way you change that is Amrabat or Amas. Or Varane if he's fit. That's kind of the only way you really change it. And it is makeshift. It's makeshift to the max. Injury is an excuse. Liverpool wins the cup final with a youth team. I don't care what Liverpool do. At all. I really, really don't. I don't know why everyone's mentioning that this morning. Man, we've got a tough game coming up there. Showtime, you're saying Onana, Cambuala, Evans, Lindelof and Delo. Midfield 3 of Mainu, Amrabat and Bruno. Garnacho, Rashford and Antony up front. Well, we'll see about that. Oh. I wonder if I can get this out now. No, I don't. I kind of want to. I didn't get it prepared, though. I didn't get it prepared. Because Nuruddin, you just gifted 50 memberships. You know what? I think I will. I'm such an idiot for not getting this ready. 1 second there. All right. You're gonna have to wait. Actually, no, I can't. I need to do it justice. But you've just gifted 50 memberships, dude. And I've got a surprise coming up on Friday. All right. I've got a surprise coming up. But for today, the lights are going off, and we are going back to the moon, because we are going to the moon with Nuruddin. There's no point putting the gong up there anymore, because the gong's down here. So that was stupid. Man, this community just puts a smile on everybody's face. Not just my face. Not just... I'm holding it back, all right? I'm holding it back. I've got a big surprise coming on Friday, which I think you will all enjoy. All right? You will all enjoy. But Nuruddin, to Jack, to everybody, you're helping take this community. We're rocketing now. We are flying upwards. You're allowing me to bring in new editors. That's why the deep dives have really gone up a level. Editors are not cheap. Not to that level and quality. Really, really not. And we've got something coming up next. Wait there. No, that's wrong. Is that... Wait there. No. Have you... Oh. Mate. Nuruddin. I can't wait. I've got to do it now. You just gifted 50 again, dude. It's happening now. You're gonna have to have a little pause with me, because this is coming up. 1 sec. I don't know what to say. I hope I'm doing this justice. I really hope I'm doing this justice. I really want... Damn it, I should have got this prep before the show. This might be the single greatest thing that ever existed on United People's TV. I'm being serious. I'm being deadly serious. Right, let me see. How do I pull this in here? I hope you're all patiently waiting for this. I promise you, it's worth it if I can get it. Right. Let me go there. Let me go this. Nope. Do not make that visible. Local file. Yep. Right. I think this might work. And if this does work, I hope it does. I've got something to show you. Well, I've got a little message for you. It's not from me.
Hello everyone at United People's TV. It's Sean Williamson here, formerly Barry from EastEnders, formerly Barry from Ricky Gervais's Extras, and I'll be Barry in anything anyone's willing to pay me to be Barry in, to be perfectly honest. And you know what also? I'm a massive fan of United People's TV. And yes, once again, we have had somebody gift 50 memberships to others. Okay? They have gifted 50 memberships to others. You know who you are. It's a massive show of generosity. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for being such a giver, really. And we can't thank you enough. And, you know, I bet someone said to you, you don't have to do that. But you said, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway because there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no, oh no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Once again, a big thank you from all of us. Cheers.
Oh, man. I thought I was going to wait for that, but I couldn't wait anymore. There's too much generosity going on here. Big up everybody, man. That's a good little bit of fun. Big up to Barry. I say Barry. Big up to Sean as well for doing that. Pos, you're saying too long, Barry, you spoiled it. No, that's why I wanted to chop it up, but I couldn't. I wanted to cut little bits out. But, yeah. That is funny. That is funny. Anyway, I might cut that up and then use it as a new little animation. Jibbat, you just sent a super chat as well, but that's fun, isn't it? Anybody who's part of the community, you'll love that. And can I just say here, there are so many of you come into the Discord. It is an absolute party in there. I'll have to get Barry in there as well. Anyway, can we talk about the team? By the way, as I said, I got distracted there. I had to do that. There was too many gifts coming in, right? But midfield, okay. Casemiro's available. He went off against Fulham at the weekend. With everyone was worried that he was concussed, but apparently he's not. It was a bleed, but he's all right. So he's available tonight. But Bruno might not be available. So two questions I've got about the midfield here, right? Number one, do you start Casemiro? Number two, if Bruno's missing, who do you start there instead? Who are the options that we've got if Bruno's missing, right? So hypothetically, down here, Bruno, he joins Højlund in being unavailable. Options that we got, Mason Mount, you're unavailable. We are running on fumes here. We are running on fumes. In midfield, you got McTominay and you got Eriksen. There's two options there. Ash, who cares about the team now? We just have Barry. Nothing else matters. It's true enough. I'll end the show now. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm off. But if Bruno's missing, probably the two options that you could have. One, you can go Ahmad. One, you could go McTominay. I think. It's one of those two. It feels like it anyway. And it would depend if Casemiro is completely fit to play. And if he is fit to play, then he would. But if he isn't fit to play, then Eriksen would play there. This team is going to be mishmash. Such a mishmash. I'm going to see what you're saying. I'm going to have to go to Facebook, see what you're saying. Let Ahmad start over Bruno. Ahmad played number 10 while on loan. Wayne, he played on the right-hand side for Sunderland, but a lot of the times he drifted inside. Right? So he's used to kind of playing in central areas. Eriksen is number 10, McTominay and Cobby behind him. Save Bruno for City. Yeah, if Bruno's a doubt, there's only one game I want him available for, and that's City. And probably I'd say the same thing about Varane. If there's one game where he's going to be playing this week, then we have to get him in for City. But this week, the FA Cup might be the only sort of semblance of success this season. Amrabat, yeah, why can't we talk about Amrabat as number 6? It's a really good point there from someone. Amrabat should be in this conversation. Man, I just completely... Mate, I'm just saying hypothetically here, you could well see that. Amrabat, Mainu and McTominay. What's my prediction? I honestly, I don't actually know. I don't actually know here. This is really, really... If anybody gets 11 out of 11 on this starting 11, then fair play, because I'm definitely not going to get it. I think he'll start Casemiro. And I think he'll start McTominay. I think that's probably what I'll go for. Just in my prediction. Not the saying that this is a midfield I want to see, but this is what my prediction would be. And then up front, there's questions about up front as well. Garnacho's the only one that you would say with confidence. You say, oh, he can make a difference in the game, but I do not want Garnacho over here. This is the starting 11 that played against Fulham. Put Garnacho back on the right wing. I think a lot of you would like to see Ahmad play in that sort of position there. So hypothetically, Ross, you just put it down there in the comments, so I'll put it over here. You're saying Eriksen in the number... No, you're saying Amrabat in the number 6, Mainu in the number 8, and Ahmad more towards like a number 10 role. I think Rashford's got to be moved back over to the left-hand side. I think Garnacho's got to play on the right-hand side. And you know what? Now that that's on there, it allows me to do what I wanted to see against Fulham, and I still kind of stand by it. Please, and this is where this is down to Erik ten Hag, all right? Yeah, we had Højlund out against Fulham, but it did not mean... Oh, the sound's gone. Sound's not working. Audio lag glitch. Is it working now? Up, down. Sound is cutting in and out. I don't know. Sound is fine, says Jack. Sound is fine, says Darren. So it's fine for lots of you, and then okay. So for a lot of you, it's completely fine. Okay, good. Right. Sorry, guys. Maybe if just restart YouTube. I don't know whether something went wrong for a little bit there. Too many gifts. I've just got Barry on, and he's completely broken it. But I want to see Rashford on the left-hand side, and I want to see Garnacho on the right-hand side. Do not... This is the thing that Erik ten Hag, I think, got wrong. Like, Højlund was missing, but it did not mean that you had to move Garnacho out of the position where he'd been good. You did not have to move Rashford out of the position where he'd been decent. Well, still not Rashford last season, but better. Leave Rashford on the left, leave Garnacho on the right, and play McTominay as more like a false 9. That's what I would like to see. Or maybe you switch them. You play Ahmad as the false 9. No, actually, no, sod that. I don't want McTominay being the connector. McTominay is not a connector player. All right. Jordan, you're saying restarting, it's fine. Everybody, if you're having an issue, just restart the video. I don't know. That would probably, I would imagine that's a YouTube problem then, not on my end, which is nice to see. It's nice to see. Is Casemiro on 4 yellow cards? Is that right? He picks up another yellow. He missed the derby. Get inspired. Are you right on that one? Because if you're right, you know exactly what's going to happen. What is it? Was it away at Crystal Palace? It was. And that was when, was it Eze? Was it Elise? Got the last minute equaliser. And Casemiro picked up that yellow card. Ross, I regretted moving Scott into the number 10 position before I'd even moved him in there. I put him in there and went, nope, out you come. Dear, that might be the starting 11 tonight. I mean, look, good luck. Right, good luck getting that right. Rashford hiding down there as a left winger. McTominay is the false 9. Garnacho, Ahmad, Mainu, and Amrabat as a midfield trio. Delo, Evans, Lindelof. I mean, that is... How many changes is that from the weekend, if that's right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 6 outfield changes from the 10 from the game against Fulham, if that's right. And that seems like a lot. Okay? That seems like a lot for me. I'd be surprised if it was that. But Top Dog, you said it right down there. I bet nobody gets it right. That starting 11 is so hard. Either way, we are looking more than makeshift. What's your predictions then? What is your prediction for the game tonight? Because it's lots of lads do the podcast. So I apologise about the podcast going sort of radio silent right now. Truth be told, and look, maybe there's somebody in the community that can do this. I need a co-host. I need a proper co-host for the podcast. Maybe that could be you. If you think that could be you and you've got experience, and I'm not just talking about someone, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, but I'm not just talking about someone who would love to do it. It would need to be somebody who has experience in podcasting. But I really need to there's too much stuff going on for me to do all the research and all the stuff that's required for a podcast as well. I need someone on top for the podcast to come back. So I haven't quite found one just yet. 2-0 Forest, says Ryden. 8-2 win, says Jordan. No chance. 1-0 win, says Josh Ilanga to score. 3-0 to Forest. 2-1 United. Forest are bad, says Jack. Want to beat us last time. What's my prediction? What's my prediction? Oh, I think it's going to go extra time. I think it will go extra time. Would I back us on penalties? No. I think that's probably what my prediction is going to be. United go out on penalties. United go out on penalties. I think that must be one of the first ones where I've predicted United to lose, but I'm just looking at that starting 11. I'm looking at the players we've got missing. I'm looking at how we played against Fulham, and I'm worried. So far this season, Erik ten Hag hasn't closed those gaps. The only thing I want to see United tonight, right? We can talk about the starting 11 all. You know what I think is more important than that? Erik, give up the high press. Have United press in the mid-block, all right? Have us just sit in nice, tight lines, all right? Defensive line, there. Midfield line, there. Attacking line, here, all right? Don't have huge spaces between the lines, please, for the love of God. If you do that, Forest will just find these spaces. If you leave there too much room between your defence and your midfield, Forest will just keep finding the half spaces and we'll have no chance. They'll play through us. Jibak, you're saying if we lose or even draw tonight, playing City will be a mountain for us to climb. Erik could have his fate sealed today if things go bad. I don't think that losing today does that. But I think what's probably, I would argue, more important than the starting 11 tonight is how Erik ten Hag sets his team up. Just give up on the front press, dude. Right? I know he wants it, and I know it's actually the right thing to want. It's not possible in the current circumstances and environment. So give it up. Stop it. Just put a pause on it. I'm not saying give it up completely. Just put a pause on it. Please. Do that. Sit in a compact shape, and United might have a chance. Josh is saying, Sam, will the arms be on tonight? I really hope it will be. I'll speak to Joe during the afternoon. But yeah, it's just that I have to have my foot down. So my foot, I can feel it's starting to throb a little bit. So we'll see. I want to quickly round out the show by finishing on a really, really positive note, though. Because, we like to finish on positive notes. This. Omar Berrada has already started working with Manchester United. He's not at Carrington. He's not doing anything in that sense, but he's already having conversations with executives. This was from The Athletic yesterday. Omar Berrada has already started to meet a series of the club's leading executives, even as he sees out that gardening leave. It says down here, while City block his move, the Athletic has learned that the executive has already met and spoken with a number of United's executive leadership team since his appointment. He's also offered a viewpoint on potential hires. So, Omar Berrada is already working as Man United's CEO. That's a big bit of news, a really, really important bit of news. Right now, the way I'm looking at it is this. Is Dave Brailsford effectively acting as Man United's sort of acting CEO. He's got a very visual presence. He's at Old Trafford. Has he been there for every game? Most games. He's in Manchester a lot. He's on the ground a lot. It feels like Brailsford's. You've got Patrick Stewart, who's the interim CEO. Right. Whatever. He's not part of the future going forward. Dave Brailsford, it feels like he's kind of acting as a CEO until Berrada comes in. DP, you're saying, is that allowed on gardening leave? It was written down there that all of this falls inside the realms of what is and isn't allowed. Because, of course, gardening leave is there to protect the club who is losing, or the business that is losing said employee to another company. And apparently everything is above board here. But this is good news to hear that Berrada is already involved in his conversations, already talking to the likes of Brailsford, the likes of Ratcliffe, and the leadership team at Manchester United. Dan Ashworth, all quiet on the Western Front. Haven't really heard much on Dan Ashworth. We heard on Monday from Fabrizio that Man United want to get it done, and we definitely want to get it done. But as it stands, there's not been an update on the compensation package, on an offer from Manchester United, and on whether Newcastle will accept it or not. But that will come at some point soon. And if there's one thing we know from Ineos aren't just sitting doing nothing. They're going to be having these conversations behind the scenes. We just haven't got a confirmation on it just yet. But this game tonight, it's a big one. It is a big one. The FA Cup could be where Man United get some silverware this season. I wouldn't put us down anywhere near as favourites, but we got to the final last year and we met City. That final. I was thinking about it the other day. Them scoring after like 4 seconds. And then the second goal as well. I think that was a game where De Gea sort of signed his own exit. Anyway, Forest tonight. Alex, you're getting Mark Robbins vibe. Look, maybe Scott McTominay will be that guy for Erik Ten Hag. But tonight, for me, in my opinion, tonight is about Erik. It's adapt or die. It's survival of the fittest and all that. And tonight he has to adapt his tactics, has to adapt the approach. Or Forest will come here knowing exactly, Forest will welcome us knowing exactly how to exploit our weaknesses. It's not hard. Everyone knows what our problems are. So tweak it. And if you don't, I'll worry about how United will play tonight. But can I say, that's one of the most enjoyable shows we've ever had on here. Jack, you need to play slot machines more often. Nuruddin, you're an absolute icon as well. And big up to Barry. I apologise if it sounds like for some of you, the sound got a bit skew-whiff after that. But I believe that's on YouTube's end. I don't think that's actually on my end. Because for a lot of you, the sound is completely fine. I don't actually think I gave my prediction there. Oh, no, I did. I think I predicted that United would go out on penalties. Let's find out. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope we win tonight. Because we've got City coming up on Sunday. Boy. Let's not think about City. I'll be here later with my match reaction. I might put a video out on... at lunchtime today. I've got an idea. I kind of want to do something on Old Trafford, but I'll figure it out. Big up to all of you, the best community in the world. If I can, I'll do the arms, but if not, I'll see you after the game. Much love.